love the idea that you are this prolific young adult novelist who's now embarking on a middle grade journey. In fact, I had read that you had said that you never set out to write YA. It just seems that you're drawn to stories about young people. Why do you think that is?
You know, I've thought about that a lot, because my answer used to be like, I don't know why young people are the vehicle I want to tell the story through. But when I wrote an adult novel, I think it became more clear to me. And I think one of the issues is that young people are allowed to feel their feelings. They are given license to feel their feelings. And I think there's this idea, I think it's a misconception, I don't think it's true, that as you age, you don't feel things as strongly. That's not true. I think you are not allowed to show yourself feeling them as strongly, and you have to learn to temper your reaction. But I think that, you know, I feel things just as strongly now as I did when I was 17. So when you write young adult fiction in particular, where you're at a stage of life where everything is just so extra and so you're so full of the feels, there's an exhilaration to being able to go straight to that, not having to kind of dance around it. I think a lot of adult fiction really has to do with what happens when people are not allowed to feel their feelings. And that makes for some really interesting fiction and subterfuge and what have you. But I think that there's an immediacy to writing young adult and writing in that voice that to me feels very, I don't know, it just feels very pure and very raw and very cathartic to write in that voice.
On your website is the moniker "All the Feels." I don't know. Is that like a what's the word I'm looking for? Is that do you feel that encompasses your work, or what is the significance of that?
I years ago, before "All the Feels" was like a particularly common phrase, I noticed that readers would describe my books that way, all the feels. So I just kind of like stole that from what readers were already saying. And I think what it means is that in my work, I think the reason you want to read a book, a Gayle Forman book, is that it delivers an emotional experience. You will identify with the characters and feel as if they are you, whether you want to or not. And I think that can create a really powerful emotional experience, all the feels. Sometimes the feels make you laugh, sometimes the feels make you cry, sometimes they make you swoon, but I think that's really where that comes from. And it's why I kind of adopted it. And then I put it away for a while because everything was all the feels. But then I realized it really did. You know, I'm writing in all these different age groups and sort of different genres, but wherever you go, there you are. And I think that is the kind of story that my books deliver.
Do you cry when you are writing?
Yes, I do. And you know, chances are, if you're crying while you're reading it, I was crying while I write it. And I also like one of my best friends is the author blubrry, and so she and I will talk through things, and sometimes I'll know I've hit something because I'll be talking to her about something and I'll start to cry and choke up. And just today I was with another friend who had read a draft of something of mine and the ending wasn't quite working, and I had an idea for a new ending and she started to cry. So I'm like, there we go, done. Crying is important. I feel like when you cry
ahead of time, you're crying while you're writing it, and then are you crying afterward when you're hearing back?
It depends. Like if I stay, I cry the entire way through. Other books, there's just these moments in time, and usually it's moments of redemption, not moments of sadness, that make me cry. So it's different in different times. But I definitely cry while drafting the books, every single book, without fail.
And I assume you laugh and are generally happy with the characters at times as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We are inevitable, particularly Anne, Frankie, and Bug. So many comic moments. I had fun with them.